Google because people are actually talking about it.
There she is.
Hey guys.
Hey.
I think they're gonna give you the script here. We got 25 seconds.
Okay. I don't like wearing headsets. It's a necessary evil. Always forget this. Y'all all right? You're so quiet today.
Tired.
Tired. I just got home 5:30.
Right.
She gets to change my clothes, so I did.
Need to turn up the volume. I can't hear a thing.
No. It'll be on.
Hey, I want to thank you for being a part of Blanchard Outdoors. It's episode number 13, I believe, or somewhere in there. I got to work on my math. But I'm talking about outdoors this week, and we're going to try to wake ourselves up. It's been a trying week. We've been doing some stuff, running here and there and everywhere. And man, it has been busy. I know you've been camping, D working.
Worn out.
And just doing everything we can do. How goes it? I'm not going to just hog the microphone. I'm just going to tell it. I'm going to ask how you guys are making out.
I'm doing okay. It's actually, like you said, it's been a long day. The heat has certainly beat us this weekend. And, as much as we don't want it to be cold, we don't want it to be super hot, but we're not complaining because this winter was a rough one. But overall, I'm definitely exhausted from the outdoor weekend.
All right. As you're looking at us on live on our Google Hangout, you see we got some technical difficulties. I actually don't hear a thing on my microphone either, but I'm gonna keep on yakking anyway, and hopefully it's not a muted system. Things are just like that sometimes.
And if you're watching us live and you're on Google Hangouts, give us some feedback and let us know, how it's going today.
Because I know you can hear it on Google, but whether you hear it on the live show on WBGR, that's a different story. Despite the audio, you doing all right, dude?
Yeah, I'm okay. Like I said,
We just part one.
I can't hear anything coming through the head.
I got the same deal.
Okay.
So don't feel like a stranger. As long as it's broadcasting, we'll make do.
Right.
Yeah, so I had a wonderful, exhausting weekend.
Wonderful is a good word. I am wonderful all week. Wonderful's good. Tell us about the week.
It was good and bad. So bad in the sense that there's some things you have to be prepared for when you go in the outdoors, and sometimes you're not. It's certainly an interesting weekend. I went on a camping trip with the Hot Rods Fishing Club. My fishing club decided we're going to go do something more than just fish. We're going to battle the outdoors and go camping. So we went down to Point Lookout State Park in Scotland, Maryland, Southern Maryland, where a lot of people go to fish in those areas and catch charters. And there's a huge, huge pier. Some people are familiar in Maryland with the Point Lookout Pier. I fished that area for a very long time, but never the pier. We'd always point to it and say, there's Point Lookout.
Mm-hmm.
So finally I got a chance to actually stay there and camp out. There were about 15 ladies that decided to camp out. Some shared campsites, others had their own site alone for the tent, or they either shared a site with separate tents. We also have a hot rod now who has a camper, and I met her for the first time because it is over 200 members, but we haven't all met. So every time we have a meetup, you get to meet somebody new. And she brought a friend along who's very hesitant about going to the outdoors, and people couldn't believe she was going camping. They were like, we got to see this, take pictures. So it was an awesome experience. We had, we did separate things in the evening when we arrived on Friday. We all had to set up camp. And some of us got there later than others, some after dark. And then they begged for people to help them after we had, sweat our hair and everything else out trying to set up our stuff. They're like, oh, hey, I need some help too. So surprisingly, we do have guys in our fishing club that sign up from time to time. A guy recently signed up and he saw our trip and he jumped on it. We're like, oh my goodness, okay, all these ladies and this one guy signs up, and then he calls and they didn't have a campsite available, so he wanted to share a site. So we're thinking, okay, we don't know this guy. All we know is his profile picture on our meetup site. What should we do? So I said, well, no, I don't think there's anything I want to do. So eventually he tried and he was persistent. He actually did get a site next to one of the other girls. So thankfully he was able to help some of us get our stuff together. He was a very nice guy. So he was there with us as well.
He wasn't a stalker or?
Not at all.
Okay. Cool.
Surprisingly. And he was roughly around the same age. So that was surprising too, that he had so many skills in the outdoors, out there by himself, had all of his fishing equipment, umbrella to, shield from the sun, had his steaks ready for the grill. We also ate together Saturday. We had like a potluck, which was really nice. So everybody came over to my site, which is right by the water. They were like, oh, beautiful view. Although it was by the water, it was still really hot, very hot to be putting tents up, hauling equipment around.
It was hot this weekend.
Extremely hot weekend. And we couldn't jump in the lake, of course, because that's kind of murky. As that's something we wanted to do. I mean, we wanted to, but it didn't look too good to jump into. But overall, despite the weather that we had last night, we had a great time. So for the first time in my life, I actually slept outside in thundering, lightning, and pouring down rain. Thank goodness I had the best tent that I could find that actually had a rain roof. Most tents have the rain roof now. But had we not decided to put that roof on, I can imagine how we would have had to jump up at 3 o'clock in the morning to try to secure a tarp, because we did have a spare tarp to put over the tent. So that was very interesting. We prayed a lot, during the night.
Because of the thunderstorm? Yeah,
because we actually didn't get in from pier. We went night pier fishing about 11 o'clock. And when we got back, we said, you know what, it might rain because it was kind of windy. And we could tell it was kind of moist. You could tell it was damp in the air. So when we got back to camp, although we were extremely tired, we thought about it and said, you know what, we better take a tent or something. I had like a pop-up. I had a pop-up shade. So we decided to pull that over the picnic table so we could, pull everything to the middle so it wouldn't get wet. So thankfully we did that because it was a severe storm. So you could close your eyes and still see flashes of light from the lightning. So that was an interesting experience.
Close, right?
Very close. And we were thinking, do we actually come out of the tent and get in the vehicle, and ride it out that way? Or do we just stay in here and hunker down? So we just stayed in. And we didn't stake our tent, after being there and, taking everything out and setting up. We couldn't figure out how to stake it. And it got dark before the guy, Jay, could help us out. So we just said, okay, we'll just take our chances. So when the wind started coming up, I said, oh my goodness. And the tent started rocking. I said, here we go. Another disaster waiting to happen, but it didn't happen. The tent stayed down and everything's fine.
Coleman tent?
It wasn't a Coleman.
What kind of tent?
It was like Purveyor or some off-brand that I found at the fishing flea market. I told you guys I attended. It was good. It was a very good tent, but not a Coleman.
Did it have the metal things on the inside so that it kind of popped up and held it was on? Like a frame inside?
Yeah, it had a metal frame that we had to pretty much, it was like a puzzle. So you had to undo the puzzle and put it together. It wasn't a pop-up.
Oh, okay.
So we still had to actually string the rods through the material and then put it up that way. Pop the bottom into the legs, and then you're supposed to stake it after that.
Which y'all didn't.
We didn't do that. We were good though. And we had the first night it was extremely hot and I couldn't figure out why. I said, there's no way people are suffering like me in this tent. So some people had fans. I did buy a camp fan. So it was, one you can put in the tent, and it was pretty small, like a tabletop, but we didn't actually have a table to put it on. So we weren't getting the ventilation like you would think we would. And then some people had the taller regular tents, and my girlfriend was upset because she said we could have bought a floor fan, but I didn't want to pack extra stuff that we might not need. So come to find out, there's some other screens you can open in the ceiling, and then on the sides, like the front door, the back door actually screens and regular doors. So, the first night we suffered through that, but the second night we figured out the other additional features of the tent so we could get some air.
Mm.
So again, we got rained on, but we didn't feel a thing. We just felt the wind rolling through and feeling like the tent was going to fall over. But besides that, we were good.
Was your son there too?
No, he didn't. He couldn't attend. He had a football game. And then he told me today, he was like, I'm still not going camping, Mom. You're not getting me out there.
You didn't give a good enough story.
I really did. And we had one of the other hot rods for the grandchildren, and they enjoyed it. They were in the lake the whole weekend. And they actually came to the site with us when we did the Saturday dinner, and they had s'mores and everything. So that was cool. So, of course, I tried to entice my son with the s'mores. I said, they were your age, son. And he's like, not interested yet, Ma. I said, you're going to go back with me in the fall. But we couldn't have picked a hotter weekend. That was probably one thing we weren't necessarily prepared for, with the excitement of camping. We didn't know, how to deal with that extreme heat. So we definitely will not go back in June or July camping. So we're looking at probably August or September for another trip, because we had a blast.
You've done that in the summertime before, though, haven't you?
Camping in summer, not really.
No,
it was more so late summertime, probably like August or September.
And the other thing we did that was really nice is crabbing. So we caught a lot of crabs, and we used different techniques. Some of us had crab baskets that you would drop in with the chicken neck and leave it down. And then once you see the string kind of go out away from the pier, then you can pull it in slowly or pull it up. And then others use the method where you just take the string and tie a chicken neck to the end of the string, watch the string go out, reel it in by hand, and then take the net and scoop it up. Or you could actually just go to the side of the poles on the pier and just scrape them off the poles. Like they were just coming up and grabbing onto the poles, and you could just scoop them up with your net. So various techniques were used. Everybody was excited about that. And I think overall we probably did about a dozen crabs. Very nice sized crabs. And we ate them too, which was very nice.
Cooked them that night?
Yeah, we cooked them during the day or at night. So
that's real stuff there.
Yeah.
Catch any fish?
I didn't catch any fish. We went night fishing last night. Two of the girls caught like 2 or 3 fish. But the pier was super crowded, more crowded, of course, at night than during the day because of the heat. We did go out during the day, but we only spent about 2 hours on the pier. And folks were catching croaker during the day. A couple of folks caught stingrays, this what we call skates. Mm-hmm. One guy kept his. And then at night, they were catching spot and croaker. And I was so tired, really. I was just laying back enjoying the breeze last night and didn't really focus much on the fishing. And I couldn't see very well at night either. With night fishing, there's different equipment that you want to purchase, or at least little accessories to light up your rod. So there's little tabs you can put on, and you see the skills that people have with pier fishing at night. You can see what you need for setup, like lanterns, which we decided to leave in the truck because it was too much to haul. Your cooler, of course, your bait, your knives, plenty of liquids, something to relax your feet on if you want to lay back. So it was really, of course, a chair. So great learning experience, great atmosphere, great people. We had an awesome event.
People live on a pier at Port Lookout. I mean, that's like a night thing. That's why I said, when you said packed, I was like, yeah. The few times I've been there, you find out what you don't have. Like folks have these giant setups of coolers, chairs, and all this gear that they're rolling out to the end of their spot, which they've been there the whole time. Everybody knows who they are.
Yeah, they had like grocery store carts, like, the little old lady carts full of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
From the cooler, like you said, the rods, just, families, all walks, very diverse, very interesting.
So how much did you guys kind of rough it as far as facilities?
We had, each of our sites actually had electric and water. They have other sites that don't have electric.
Okay.
But we had electric, so we were able to blow up our
air mattress.
The air mattress, absolutely. We didn't sleep on the ground. We had our air mattress, and we had our sleeping bags, fans. Like I said, we have fans inside. One girl had a camper, which was really nice, so she didn't have to battle the elements.
The pop-up one or the RV?
She had an RV camper, and it was her camper, and I was kind of amazed. I've never seen a female maneuver her own camper. She's 33 years old and usually camps alone. But this time she brought a girlfriend. And I said, well, are your parents worried about you? Because my parents think I'm crazy sometimes with the things that I get involved in. And she said, yeah, they do. They were excited that I was going out with other women because normally I'm alone. But since she has a camper, she can lock it at night versus a tent.
Yeah.
And she knows how to trailer it. Like she said that whoever she purchased it from taught her how to trailer, because that's a skill in itself. Hooking an RV to a truck. That's a skill in and of itself.
I mean, like shower facilities, washing up, things of that nature, especially with all of you being
They have
majority women. So
they have a facility which I call, from growing up in the woods down in Fredericksburg when we went camping. They have comfort stations. So they have the facility where you have women's bathroom, men's bathroom, the showers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have all of that. They also have cabins you can rent. And the cabins actually were air conditioned, but they're like one-room cabins. On the other side, they have different sections of the park. So we went over to that section just to take a look, but the views, they had no views at all. So I'm into the view. So I want to wake up and look out and see a wonderful view. That's what we had.
So that picture that's on Facebook, on Blanchard Outdoors Radio Facebook page, is from your tent. It's an all orange shot.
That one is the Orient and Pat's. So there's some other, that was another lady site.
Okay.
Yeah, but we all had, tents. Some of us had the tents to cover your picnic tables, and others just had the tents to sleep in. Some had multiple, like I actually had the pop-up shade, and then I had the tent next to it. I had my portable grill. When you talk about roughing it, I did not use the grill that they had out there where you do your campfires. I didn't want to cook on it. But if I did, there was a grate, like I took, different things to cover it with. But I had my portable grill. I had my propane tank and my burner if you wanted to fry some fish. I had, you name it. I had all kinds of stuff. And I didn't know how much I had, being a non-camper.
Did you bring too much or not enough stuff?
We bought everything except for the larger fan that we might need.
It's pretty good.
So not too much.
Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back with our first caller, who I think is our featured guest for the day. And you'll hear more about this fishing and camping trip after we have our conversation with our guest today is who?
Henry and Lakeisha Outdoors. Halo.
All right.
Wonderful couple.
Right back.
Defense industries. ABR's philosophy is built in the USA and build it better, build it stronger, because lives are on the line. Visit abrs.com.
And they're on the phone right now.
Do you carry a concealed firearm for self-defense?
Do you want to talk to him while we're waiting?
Prosecution by the criminal justice system.
You want to grab the phone and talk to him while we're waiting?
And find out
got 10 seconds.
you get legal help.
Go ahead.
An educational DVD.
Got 10 seconds.
Do I need to use the phone? Hello. Hi, it's Vanessa. Fine, we have a quick commercial. Actually, we're going back on now, like in a second.
All right. And we're back. This is Blanchard Outdoors. We're on WBGR here in Lanham, Maryland. And our guest today is some professionals. I guess there are, Vanessa found them on Facebook, and they have their own outfitting group, and they hunt and fish. Vanessa, are you ready to bring in our guest?
I sure am, and I'm very excited about our guest today. We have Henry and Lakeisha. Halo. Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. Give me 1 second.
You're working with the tech.
Okay, I'm glad you guys can hear me okay. I'm glad we don't have any tech issues. So today we have Henry and Lakeisha from Henry and Lakeisha Outdoors. They call themselves Halo, and I did, as Kim mentioned, find them on Facebook. They're actually out of South Haven, Mississippi. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you guys hear me okay? No.
We lost him. Just hold the phone, I guess.
Sorry, guys, I lost you for a second. Can you hear me better? Okay, so I was just mentioning that you guys are from South Haven, Mississippi, and I was talking about the fact that I, wanted you guys to come on today after finding you on Facebook back in probably January timeframe. I saw you guys, and I was so impressed with what I saw because you were an African-American couple who hunts together, which is very rare. And you were on social media and letting everybody experience what you experience in the outdoors. So I just had to have you guys on the show. I told Kennedy about you, and today is the day. We're so excited to have you. So I just
thank you for inviting us. Thank you for letting us be a part of the show with you all today.
Yeah, we just want to say hello to everybody. Like I said, we're really glad to be on the show today.
that is awesome. So you guys are from Mississippi.
Yes.
And what do you do in Mississippi besides hunt?
Okay. Besides lunch, I'm employed at the Canadian National Railroad, where I'm an electrician, locomotive electrician. And, my church home is Pentecostal Temple, Church of God in Christ, where this August I'm going to be ordained as an elder in the church.
Right, and right now I'm currently also in school, first for an accounting degree.
Okay.
And I'm also doing a little work as well. And I'm full-time mom, of course.
Of course, we
Yeah,
can.
4 kids and also our family. We're also farmers in Mississippi, also for clothing and wheat.
Wow. Okay. So I found you guys on the Black Hunters and Fishing group on Facebook. So do you also fish?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We fish. We do a lot of catfishing.
We fish and hunt, and that's really what we love to do. 3 things that we're all about.
God, family, and the outdoors.
All right. That's awesome.
Those three things. There.
And how did you get so involved in the outdoors?
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Really, it kind of happened. My dad, he made me say goodbye to a day that he began when I was 12.
Okay.
And one thing about it, I shot out a lot of windows and stuff in the neighborhood. I ended up getting in trouble because I actually wasn't trying to aim it in windows. I was learning about shooting birds and stuff. And I just always was a child that loved to be outside and I was watching birds. And, even though I wasn't really hunting large game, I think that's really where it stemmed from. Because me and my brother, we would set up, we would like use like a blanket or a cover or something. We would kind of hide and like we're in a deer blind or something. And actually, shoot birds and get frogs or whatever we saw out there. So that's where it stemmed from.
That's great.
Well, me and Henry, we're a little different in that area.
Okay.
I started, I'm more of a city girl at the beginning. And bugs and things like that, I didn't like bugs and being out in the country and animals and things like that. Now, however, how I got started, I started going hunting with Henry. I started videoing for him, running the camera.
Actually, like a trick. She didn't know that I was an outdoors. And when we got married, she had no idea that I really loved it and all of that.
Okay. Little secrets we keep, huh?
My experience with the camera. Well, I go hunting with him, and he's like, "Well, do you want to take this shot on this turkey?" We go turkey hunting. He's like, "Do you want to take a shot?" I was like, "No, I'm just gonna let you do it. I'm just gonna let you shoot. I'm just gonna record because recording was actually fun to me, and I thought it was kind of just as exciting as taking a shot. So I never really. I was like, well, at least as long as I'm recording, I'm still enjoying myself. I'm still having a good time just being out there.
Right.
So I wasn't even into just wanting to have to shoot the gun. It was just fun just being out there and experiencing what he was experiencing through the camera lens. So then all of a sudden one day, I decided to give it a shot and go ahead and see what all the hype was about with actually shooting the gun myself. And when I shot my first year, I was actually 8 months pregnant.
Oh my
Deer
goodness.
hunting. So ever since then,
She made a 277-yard shot on the deer. And actually, one of the things that happened, and we would get dressed. You know, one thing about hunting, you gotta be prepared. You gotta have the right clothing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And as we would get dressed, I guess she grabbed the wrong piece of clothing. I mean, very cold.
I believe it was 40 degrees or below.
And I gave her some jogging, camouflage jogging pants, but of course she's pregnant right now and a lot of stuff don't fit. And so that was supposed to be her underclothes.
Oh my goodness.
She got out in that cold box stand, and basically we actually had made it home and everything. It was like 2 days later, and she said, you know, we was happy about the deer, but she said it was so cold. She said her legs were freezing. And I asked her, why were they freezing? And she told me that she had on those pants, and that was it. And so she told me, it's like I hit the ground laughing because I felt bad, but it was funny at the same time.
I didn't have on any type of Under Armour pants up under my other pants that I wear. It's just jogging pants, nothing else. But you all can understand that I was really pretty.
And
But it showed me something about her that she was very determined, because if I was out there with just those pants on, I tell you, I would have been back in the truck.
I was gonna say, were you not saying anything because you didn't want Henry to be upset if you had to come out of the woods? I was wondering, were you just sacrificing for, his love of that?
I have to say, I was sacrificing because one, I wanted to prove that, hey, I can stay out here just as long as you can.
Okay.
So then I did do that, and I was thinking, if I stay out here, I might see a deer, something might come through, or if I complain and leave now, then I might miss that once in a lifetime opportunity to take a shot on something nice. So, I might have to miss that opportunity to take a shot on the deer. So I took it out.
That is awesome. So you have skills, stamina, stand by your man. I love it. And, when I saw you guys' videos, it was amazing to me, first of all, the shots that you guys got. So the angles and what we could actually see, like one of your turkey hunting videos on YouTube is awesome. And I love the shot. So you could tell, or I was imagining that, Lakeisha, you might have been taping while Henry got the shot. And then he also had the camera on his hat or, headgear where he could actually get a different angle because you have the video and you splice them together. So I thought about it. I said, well, does she get a chance to hunt too? The day that they're filming, but I guess you take turns.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. When that turkey was approaching, I always used to try to throw the turkey out for her all the time, and she would never take a shot. She would be like, she would be so nice.
Aw.
She'd take it because just in case I may not make the shot and this and that, but in that particular hunt, right before that turkey was gobbling, I was like, you should. She was like, no, you should. And I was like, we gotta move back and forth. We have, like you say, we're getting better and better every time. I realized that I had changed and progressed as a hunter because I started not only just trying to harvest animals, but I realized that I was more focused on just trying to get it on film more than anything. A lot of times we actually had the opportunity, or we could have harvested an animal, but
Getting that footage instead of a shot here and there.
Okay, that's smart because it depends on what you want to do with that footage.
exactly.
That makes a difference. And, we talked about, well, I was asking, what you guys wanted to do with all that you're doing. Are you teaching people or just an inspiration? What are you actually doing with the sport that you love?
Well, one thing about we're about just trying to be a godly example. We're trying to set a godly example, and we're about enjoying the outdoors at the same time. We're about showing inner city families that there are other alternatives, other recreational alternatives to enjoy besides just what the city has to offer. And one thing about it, just when people see you, they see what you're doing, and they can actually get inspired to do it. And So even so, I got different ones in my family. We go to different conventions and stuff, and right now we're trying to just kind of broaden it and let people know what it's all about.
Right. Trying to get out there more, reach out to.
Well, you're definitely all over social media, and I know, Lakeisha, when I was doing some research on some things that you're involved in, you're also involved in Women Hunt too. Yeah, so we definitely have to talk, one female hunter to another to see how I can help and how you guys can help me as well. So what's your favorite game to hunt?
For me, I would have to say turkey hunting. Well, I like deer hunting also, but I love turkey hunting. Turkey hunting is it's so adventurous and it's such a thrill just to, I just can't even explain it, but I just love turkey hunting a whole lot.
I've heard even it was good implications. A couple of things that was kind of happening.
We were dreaming about turkey.
We had dreams
Oh,
about
wow.
harvesting animals, and even after the hunt,
We come home, it's like, did you hear that? I thought I heard the turkey gobbling.
and I tell them too, like, I just heard a turkey gobble. Of course, we're in the city pretty much where we live, and there's no turkeys out here, but it was just there.
Okay, so how far do you have to go to hunt? Are you hunting on public land, private land?
We hunt on private land. Our furthest drive would probably be about an hour.
Hour and a half.
Maybe get there around an hour. One place I can be, but it's approximately 30 minutes.
Okay,
That's close.
so are you going out during the season pretty much every week?
Well, we have a busy schedule because
I can imagine.
we have to find a babysitter.
But one thing about it, actually, my mom, she's thanks to my mom working with her, she's very supportive, and she makes it I can, but for the most part, I would have to say that we just go hunting when season is season. Yeah, well, at least twice. Yeah, sometimes three. It just depends, but anytime we can get out there, make sure that that we can make it happen.
Yeah, take advantage of every opportunity, every chance that we get.
And when you go out, have you always gotten a turkey? Or have you had some days where no luck, no sightings, didn't even hear any?
Actually, this guy, when I first started thinking about turkey hunting, he told me, one thing about turkey hunting, it will humble you. And one thing about those decent turkeys, it's not as easy as it looks. Sometimes you go out there and you won't hear nothing, you won't see nothing.
No signs.
It takes faith. Yeah, I think that one thing, I think farmers and hunters and fishermen all exercise faith because it's like a lot of times you don't see it, but you just gotta sit there and just hope and just believe that it's there.
Just wait for it.
Right, it teaches you patience for sure.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I had that experience this weekend when I didn't catch a fish. But I was okay. The girls kept reminding me, hey, you've been catching fish for years, so I'm sure you can take a break. It's okay. So when you guys harvest your game, primarily turkey, from what we're hearing.
Well, actually, we don't want to limit the turkey. We're big deer hunters too.
Dove, we hunt dove as well.
Okay.
Small
Predator
game
hunting.
hunting. Yeah, we do predator hunting, part like cow, we rabbit hunt, squirrel hunt. And even this year, we're going to be getting more into waterfowl because our land is actually more conducive. People pay $1,000 to come and hunt ducks, actually, where we are. So a lot of times, I can be in my stand and I can't even hear the deer because the noise of the ducks
From the
and
ducks.
the geese. I think deer come about to walk to my stand and get a shot, and the ducks and geese fly up and they run all the way back to the woods. So we're going to be expanding our horizons and all everything.
Okay. Sounds great. So who does all the cooking? I don't want to assume it's Lakeisha. Who's the best game cooker?
Well, you know, I would have to say both of us.
Okay, okay.
I have to give Henry a little credit because he does a great job with grilling.
Let me put it like this. My wild gang do things to your dog that your body won't understand.
Wow. So what's your favorite dish? Okay, let's go with deer. What's your favorite dish to prepare for venison?
Yeah, we kind of like to grill it with Philadelphia cream cheese on it.
Wrapped in
Mm.
bacon,
Wrapped in bacon.
seasoned well.
Let it grill about 15 minutes.
So
That's until the kids eat it too. They like it.
oh yeah.
That's nice.
We had one of my friends over one time, and she never ate any type of venison, any type of game, and she ate our deer steak for the first time, and she loved it. I mean, she was like, "Can y'all call me the next time y'all cook some? I'm definitely coming over." So we would definitely get you hooked.
Do you?
We almost had real people trying to come over to get our food. So, just one said, all right, you're next. Now it's time for you to kill your own. So yeah, as far as the deer, in turkey, we kind of prepared from the same way. This year we did pulled turkey. We did like a pulled pork sandwich. We kind of put it in the fry pan and marinate it. Let it simmer. Delicious. Yes. Delicious. As a matter of fact, a lot of times when you look at, if I had ate breakfast, and it's gonna sound crazy, even though I'm looking at the deer in the stand, on cartoons.
You can see different parts.
They see it like on the dinner plate. I actually get home and I see it with the fur on.
That's funny. So have you gotten your friends interested in hunting as well? Have you had to teach them and take them out and sacrifice some game just to
Yes, all the time. Me and my wife, we've taken kids, nieces, and nephews, and even our kids.
Yeah.
Our daughter, Angel, she's 11. She hasn't been fortunate enough to take up her deer and turkey yet. We just have to put in her, she missed turkey. It was pretty emotional. I almost cried. My wife, but my daughter cried. So, anytime we can get someone, matter of fact, I actually, I'll go places sometimes that I just see someone in the store looking at a product and I'll be like, do you hunt? And it's a lot of people I've actually taken out, kids, people, most of them, my granddad, I've taken them out for the first time, especially turkey. It's been quite an experience.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because I've had that experience several times going to some of the larger chains, and I'm in the section, looking at things, and people will ask, "Do you hunt?" And then we can start networking.
And one thing that I think even there, you should really get the sport dove hunting. Dove hunting is a good introductory sport, and even if you're not hunting, you're around that type of atmosphere and everyone kind of it's almost like a season opener and it's a social event also.
Right. Dove hunting is exciting also.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been doing the dove hunting?
About 5 years. Competition, shooting our bows.
Yeah, bows. That's a whole another realm. And for turkey hunting, are you using bows? Or, okay.
Hey, preacher, this is Ken. Man, I went to the Facebook page and I just pulled up all the photos of your family and you guys as a couple, and man, there's just some good stuff on there. How long you guys been married? All right,
Congratulations.
Cool.
Lakeisha and Henry, this is D Brown. Can you hear me? No, little. Okay, so I guess it's just the phone. Or can you hear me? Oh, okay. Again, this is D Brown. So I thank you guys for joining Blanchard Outdoors. I know, Lakeisha, you've only probably been hunting since you got married, and I know Henry was hunting before then. So I just want to know, how long have you guys first been hunting individually, and then been hunting? Well, have you been hunting the entire time you've been married?
Okay, individually, I'll say I've been hunting for about close to about 7 years.
Well, I want to know how long. I know you've been hunting before, Henry. She only really started hunting once you got married. Is that correct?
Right. After, I didn't even know that he was a hunter when we first got married. He just kind of threw it on me. And then he just started going hunting. I was like, hey, where you going? You know, stay home with me, but he go hunting. So I said, after a couple of years, I said, well, hey, let's just go out and give it a try, or even just record for him. And that's kind of how I started.
That's great. I gotta admit, I'm more impressed with the 277-yard shot as opposed to you staying out there with no cold clothing on. I gotta admire that. I've never even taken a shot that far, and I've killed a great many of deer in my lifetime. So I gotta admire and applaud you on that, especially your first one. That was your first one, correct? Hey, that is not the curse, but that's a hell of a shot there. This 277. Was that in the morning time or in the evening? Because if it was an evening time, that makes it even better because that's dimmer light. So, okay. Was it a buck, a doe, or just a doe? Yeah.
Was it a rifle or a shotgun?
Oh, it has to be a rifle. That distance.
That far.
Yeah, I gotta admit. So I'm more curious. Any trophies on the wall, Henry, or any big ones you take in, or?
You know, Mississippi isn't a place I think of when I think about deer hunting for some reason.
Yeah.
Mississippi isn't a state I think of when somebody thinks about deer hunting. I don't think of it as one.
Yeah. Deer hunting, more so deer hunting. Wow.
private. And because of that, the game was mostly controlled southern things. Due to poaching and things, I think that we have some of the most high pressure deer that you can imagine. But like I say, I've seen them. Oh man, the hunting out here in the Delta in Mississippi is amazing. It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, I know the Delta is really mainly known more for your waterways, like you said. People pay thousands of dollars to come there to hunt ducks and things of that nature. Yeah, and I guess, geez, I forget now the show I want to talk about. I know they're based down there near the Mississippi area as well. I'm sure you know the one on TV. I know it slips my mind right now. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Oh, Duck Commander. There we go. Duck Commander. Aren't they down in Mississippi? Oh, Louisiana. Okay, but that's still a part, right? It's still a part of that waterway, that Delta waterway, and all that. Yeah, correct.
Right.
That's the Christian side of you guys. That's right.
Yeah, that was me with my first deer that I actually harvested. It was a young doe. And I was proud of it because it was my first. I had missed the first one that I shot at. And, you know, it was my first kill. So I was proud of it no matter what the size. And I was going to eat it. You know, you eat what you kill is the philosophy. So. That's right.
I don't care what, you know, even whether it's a rifle or anything, that's the company. My dad, he's kind of really all about the farm and life and stuff, but when I killed the first deer, he looked at me and my brother, and he told me, he said, boy, y'all done something that your daddy hadn't done yet.
Wow.
You know, and it really meant something to me. It really did. So I get real emotional when I see kids that won't, right? And don't know how to get started. I've been in Walmart sometimes, and one particular case I heard from a lady that she had a son, and all he does is watch out for TV, and she thought that, and I was basically like, I'll take money, you know. So when I hear that, it's like I'm just wrong.
That's awesome. So you said you wanted to help others get out there. So do you have a certain form that you're using to find people to get them interested in hunting? Besides going, right. So do you go to different places or conventions to find people?
Well, right now, the best thing that I have to go on is probably a little hour anyway. Because, you know, different things get hard to find and quality capacity of the land, how many months you find, and everything. So I'm hoping that we're hoping that we're able to, you know, maybe we can get into a people that will reach out to, you know, they may have several thousand acres where I can even maybe bring out, you know.
Okay. Well, we love what you're doing. We know that you're on social media, but where can we actually find you on social media besides Facebook?
Well, we don't have a website yet, but we're definitely going to be working on it and doing the work. And we have a lot of other things that we're going to be working on. So hopefully we'll have a website after this, and we'll definitely update you all once we get it. So you all.
That would be great.
Now,
Just have Facebook and I'm on YouTube. You all can check out some of our videos on basically the type in Halo Chronicles.
Great videos.
I want to put you guys on hold for a hot second while we take a break. I'll be right back with you.
What you can say.
No, I didn't want to get rid of them.
They can't hear us through the headset? Nah, she had to hold the phone.
Yeah, initially they should.
No, they listen to you through the headset. Me?
They very well could. That's why I was confused. Maybe it seemed like it kicked in later or something. But they can hear me.
It's fixed now.
Oh, okay.
Are we back? Are we running it down?
Yeah, about 7 minutes.
This portion of the show is sponsored by CrossbreedHolsters.com. Crossbreed Holsters has gained national recognition as a maker of the best and most functional concealment holsters available.
I want to see if you can get a couple of recipes
Each holster is
posted or something.
to ensure your firearm is safe and secure while carrying, combined with the best customer service in the industry. Visit CrossbreedHolsters.com.
And we're back. We were talking with Henry and Lakeisha from Halo Chronicles and learning a whole lot of stuff about what a dynamic couple is doing down in Mississippi. Henry and Lakeisha, you back?
Hey, how everybody doing?
Doing good, man. I'm still on your website, still checking out all the stuff that you got up there. And man, it's packed.
I want to say something about my wife. That I really admire about her.
Tell me about your wife, man. Tell me about your wife.
A lot of those my wife.
We were talking with Henry and Lakeisha from Halo Chronicles. Doing good, man. I'm still on your website, still checking out all the stuff that you got up there. And man, it's packed. Tell me about your wife, man. Tell me about your wife.
We kind of had it pre-planned that we was gonna count on 3. My wife playing. What is it playing?
That I was supposed to shoot the turkey that was going to be on the left-hand side, which is right on my side.
Okay.
But I ain't no shooting first. But I'm gonna tell you something. The turkey, after I shot my turkey first, the turkey flew up, it flew out, and as soon as the turkey hit the ground and took off running, my wife shot the turkey in the back of the head so far that the camera was couldn't see it. And I never saw something like that in my life. So fast, so
I wasn't about to let the turkey get away.
That's the persistence.
I think I got a beef on my head.
I was going
Sounds like you taught her well, Henry. I said, sounds like Henry has taught you well, Lakeisha.
Yeah, he has.
That is awesome. I hope to have that kind of a skill one day. I know it takes a lot of practice.
It does, but it's achievable. You get out there and you do it, and even my wife being, we got our last dog, she was a baby girl.
9 months.
Oh,
My wife was out there.
Like 5 weeks after I had her, actually, after getting ready for both seasons.
I'm loving you guys. I mean, just to hear a husband talk about his wife and who definitely has some mad skills that she's bringing to the table on her own is just awesome. The fact that you guys have, I know you have Harmony and Angel. Trinity. All right.
awesome. So soon we'll see pictures of your 11-year-old out there with you hunting as well, right? I know you have the one video. That's great. Well, it's been wonderful to talk to you guys today. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up now. We've told everybody how to find you.
Well, thank you so much for having us on. We really appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity.
And we'd love to have you back too.
I will definitely be back.
Oh, and I ain't done with you guys. I'm tell you right now. Where you at on the ordination?
As far as
The questions and stuff.
Well, you completed all the tests. Now you just have to go through the ceremony.
I'm completing all my classes, and right now I have my basically ordered, and I'm actually waiting to August. During that time, I will be ordained.
All right, man. Congrats.
That's
Congrats.
Definitely, congratulations.
Yeah, but I'm gonna contact you guys another time and just talk some family stuff.
Okay. I'm out.
Because you're doing it. You're doing it like you're supposed to.
Very inspirational. We
And
really
if I can help
appreciate
you, just let me know.
We appreciate it. We appreciate all of you. Just keep us in your prayers. That we can follow the example that we can see and go forward.
I absolutely will. So God bless you guys and talk to you soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Wow, that was something else. I hadn't talked to a family like that before. They were like happy.
Yeah, you think of the family that prays together, stays together. I think of them as
Pray,
the family
hunt.
that hunt and
Yeah,
pray together.
pray, hunt. Yeah.
Well, they hunt and fish. I mean, they do it all outdoors. I mean, but I admire her dedication and wanting to be there with her husband. It sounds like every time she was out in the woods, she was pregnant or something that particular time frame, but it still had that same dedication, discipline. Because of course we're talking extra weight. I mean, I'm not a woman, but hormones and all kinds of stuff going through with the pregnancy, and then just having to eat as well.
Seemed like it made her better.
Yeah. So
she was like a huntress. She was knocking stuff out the sky. She was like way better than him. I was like, go ahead, that's all right.
Because I still, that 277-yard shot, that's something you talk about with snipers, the guys in the military, I mean, especially be your first deer. I congratulate her. That's something I admire. I never even attempted a shot over 200, more or less being your first shot for 277 yards. That's definitely some act. I mean, maybe some luck was involved there, but that also sounds like a great amount of skill.
She know how to shoot.
And discipline, absolutely, and doing what was necessary to get it done. So.
A man-sized target at 300 yards looks like this. I can imagine what a deer looks like at that. I mean, it looks like probably like a bird in a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I'm glad we finally got a chance to talk to them, and maybe we'll have them on again in the future.
Yeah, definitely have to check out some of their videos. Halo Chronicles. I was trying to pull them burn, but I didn't realize I thought it was Halo Outdoors, but I see it's Halo Chronicles. Look at some of their YouTube things and take a look at that.
We won't have a hard time after this week, after I figure out how to stick all their stuff on Blanchard Outdoors. They're going to have a whole page. People can easily find their stuff because just how can you not love them?
It's amazing. Yeah, a friend of mine watches all their videos,
Yeah.
and he texts me. He's like, "Hey, I love them. Can't wait till they come on the show." So he's listening now. He's excited to finally be able to hear from him and Lakeisha.
So I thought Mississippi was just swamp.
Yeah, I was going to ask about gators, whether or not they want.
I wanted to go there because it's like the blues capital too. So I got to make my pilgrimage to the Delta for my musicians.
You might find a few gators, more so you find the gators heading towards Florida, but I kind of confused. I know Mississippi and Louisiana are right there close together, but that's that main Delta waterway fly for ducks. And like you said, you get people to pay, $1,000 a day to go hunt ducks every. I mean, because you're talking, ducks by the millions in some cases as far as them coming through. You have all kinds of species of ducks. You have your mallards, which is greenhead, wood ducks, all kinds of ducks coming through. So
you hunted those?
No, never have. Want to, but again, I know Mississippi, Louisiana is like the duck haven, or duck capital of the United States. Oh, absolutely.
So that's why Duck Dynasty is down there.
Correct. Well, that's where they're from. Well, that's why the company initially started. Duck Dynasty was down there because of so many ducks, and they started with the calls. Then they switched it over because of their love, and they also do buck commander now, which is more deer hunting. But if you notice their show, they don't do a whole lot of deer hunting in Louisiana. No, they don't do a whole lot of hunting in Louisiana, Mississippi. They go more to Texas and other places. But they hunt primarily right there in their backyard in Louisiana because, like I said, it's the waterway, flyway, the Delta down there.
We didn't get to the part, but he's a farmer doing soybean and something else.
Yeah. So he said soybean and wheat, which is great
for deer, right?
It's great for deer and turkey. Turkeys we eat the winter wheat and things and then they'll eat some of the soybeans as well. They can just swallow the seed, but soybeans are like one of the top protein sources for deer. And you got soybeans, you're gonna have some big deer that he talked about weight wise, and you're gonna have a lot of deer, especially once the frost hits and all that.
Y'all grow that on y'all property?
Yeah, Yeah.
Quarantine.
One of my most memorable days he talked about, it wasn't my biggest one, but my 8-pointer buck that I called in, first time I used it, called him in from over 200 yards, came in through the bean field.
Y'all call duck deer too?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they have calls for
Yeah,
deer.
grunt calls,
I
beat
don't-
calls. We'll get into that, but absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, before we wrapped up, the one thing I want to talk about, no, Lanessa, were you able to get your thermocell working?
Yes, I meant to mention
Well, I know
that.
you had sent me a text about it, say I'm on my thermocell, so
Yeah,
and did it work?
So Dee talked about thermocell on one of our previous shows, and the thermocell actually did work.
Yes.
I would like it to last a little bit longer, but we actually, because it lasts, the pad turns white and it's done.
Yeah, but then that's
So-
why they give you additional blue panes.
Right, I
slide
just didn't
in.
want to use them all, but we certainly did use it, for the sight. I didn't carry it on my body.
Right.
But I know it would be powerful if you had it walking around.
Well, the key thing about it is too, and I know we're short here on time. Yeah, you're looking at using it for like all day. You're at a campus site. It was made specifically for like hunters where you're using it for a 3 or 4 hour time frame when you have it on and you turn it back off.
Yeah, and it's a 15 by 15 radius that it said.
Yeah,
It said it will cover an entire campsite.
15-foot range. You set it in the middle, but makes it more so for it's like when you're bow hunting and you're only out in the woods for 3 or 4 hours. So you have them that time, then you turn it off in the morning. If you go back in the afternoon or in certain areas of swampy areas where we hunt the eastern shore, you only have it on for that certain amount of time, as opposed to because the butane will run out after that, and the blue panel will turn white, which lets you know it's time to change it.
Yeah, you got the
but
little
good.
steam coming out, but I liked it. It worked well.
Well, you can see the mist, but it really dissipates very quickly, and it has no smell. So
No smell
for
at
like
all.
deers and other type of animals like that, it's perfect. So I'm glad you used it and you saw what I was talking about, where you guys were bug free.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
See, we getting like a fire when you start off real slow, and now it's blazing and we got to go. That's messed up, right?
It's always like that
I know.
here.
We slow to start, but we're on fire now. Thank you for joining us here at Blanchard Outdoors. It has been an enlightening time, and thank you for sharing your Sunday evening with us. This is Blanchard Outdoors. You'll find us here every Sunday at 7 p.m. And remember, don't sit in front of that television. Get outside. Enjoy some of this life. It's out there. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Thank you again for joining us. And we're gone, I guess. Got the thing pulled.
You should get to join us,
They
part.
heard it, yeah. Join us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, good. So you got your thermostat working. Good.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. We